This week was huge for comics. I picked up 17, that's right, 17 books in total. I hit 100 subscribers on YouTube, and we get some TV shows to talk about, so stay tuned. What's up, comic book fans? My name is Bruce Monroe, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another episode of Comic Book Reviews, a weekly series where I review the books that I picked up at my local comic book shop, and this week was August 28th, 2019. That's right, folks, we're almost at the end of summer. We have, I guess this is the last weekend because September is right around the corner and school starts. Labor Day weekend is this weekend. How crazy is that? How fast does time go by? But with all that said, we have a lot to cover in the episode, so I don't want to just ramble on already. So let's talk about what we're going to be talking about in this episode. We are going to be talking about the fact that I hit 100 subscribers on the channel. Big milestone for myself. We're going to get 17 books to talk about. We're also going to talk about how we're going to split this episode up because there's no way I'm going to make you guys stick around for 17 reviews, and I definitely haven't read all my books yet. And also, I just wanted to briefly discuss some of the shows that were announced over the weekend at the big Disney conference. It's like Comic-Con, but for Disney. And yeah, so let's start. Let's start with the first topic, and that first topic is, the fact that I hit 100 subscribers, and I just want to toast everyone who's come by the channel, who has subscribed to the channel, who is comments on any of my videos, who likes my videos, anyone who has at all supported me in this process. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you more than words can express. I'm having a really good time doing this. I have a lot of plans to do more, so please stick around. There's gonna be a lot more to come, and hopefully this channel gets better and better, and you guys will enjoy the channel more and more. And I also just want to shout out to Ron the Rican over at Just a Rican in his comics. He does a weekly comic book community. It's like a live show on his channel every Sunday where he picks 5 comic book creators who are doing like stuff on Instagram, YouTube, and other platforms, and just shouts them out and tries to get other people to come into the channel. And thank you so much. You helped get me to this first milestone of 100 viewers. So Ron, thank you so much. I'll make sure I put a link down to your channel below, guys. Please go check him out. He's a really good guy, putting out lots of content every week in comics. So yeah, check out Ron the Rican at Just a Rican in his comics. You guys won't be disappointed. He does some really good stuff. All right. So like I said, cheers. All right, so we have 17 books to cover in this episode. There's no way I'm going to be able to cover 17 books in this episode. This episode will be way too long. So first we're going to start off talking about my haul and how I'm going to break this video up. So the first part of this video is just going to quickly talk about the 9 books that I'm not going to cover in this video. Sorry, I had to do the math in my head. And then I'm going to cover those books on Sunday or Monday. This weekend is Labor Day weekend, so I'm going to have some time. I'll record this weekend. Hopefully, also going to get Stephanie on the channel this weekend, and we're going to record a House of X, Power of X, kind of like halfway point review of the book or series, which we're super excited to do because she's actually really enjoying that series, and she hasn't read any X-Men before, so that's going to be really cool. And then the second part of this video is going to be me reviewing the 8 books I picked up, and these books are the big books that I was super excited about. So, what are the books that are part of my haul that I will be covering this weekend? We have Captain America. Sorry, the glare is terrible. Number 13. Got Captain America 13. This Alex Rock cover is freaking dope. We have Senator number 5. Jeff Lemire's crushing on this book. If you guys have watched the channel, you guys know that already. Avengers 23. Jason Aaron, always good. Justice League Dark number 14. We have Detective Comics 1010. Check out that J. Lee cover. Sick. This is an IDW book. It's my first IDW book on the channel. This is Mountain Head number 1. Amazing Spider-Man number 28. And I told you guys a while ago that I was going to stop picking this book up because I wasn't really enjoying it. And I wasn't looking forward to the next story arc, but I don't want to call myself stupid, but I picked the book up and just kind of flipped through the inside, the interiors, and it was like, oh my god, the art is so good. So I picked up The Flash 76 and 77 because this came out this week, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get this, I gotta get this to get this full story. So I'll be reviewing both of these on Sunday and get caught up on The Flash. The interior art really is what sold me. I wasn't really liking the story. I still might not, but the interiors were so good, and these cars are pretty dope. The variants on this are really, really good. All right. So, what are the books that I picked up that we're going to review on the channel? Those books are House of X, number 3, Carnage, number 2, Justice League, number 30, Venom, number 17, Batman, Curse of the White Knight, number 2, Resonant, number 2, Batman and Superman, number 1, and Thor, number 16. All right, guys, we're going to do this in order of how I read them today. So first up, I don't know if this is my pick of the week. This is really good, but there's some other books down there that are so awesome. But as you guys know, this is House of X number 3. This series is written by Jonathan Hickman, and House of X is drawn by Pepe Larraz. This book, like I said, Jonathan Hickman is doing such an amazing job telling this story. I don't want to get too much into it. There's a lot of information in every single book. There's pages that are just filled with information and not art, that are just giving you background. Like this, normally you would try to you'd see one of these pages like, oh, this is nothing, I'll flip past it. No, this is pertinent information to the story. And this is dealing with where Powers of X is jumping through time, through past, present, future, and way in the future. This is dealing with current stuff happening right now. And this book is so good. This dealt with a little bit with the X-Men going to outer space to try to stop the Mother Mold being built. My favorite part was with Sabretooth, because in 2 issues ago he was captured, or an issue ago I think, he was captured, and Emma Frost comes in and during the court trial and gets him freed. It's such an awesome moment, and the art by Pepe is just incredible. If you guys are not reading House of X and Power of X, I cannot suggest you guys go and pick these books up enough. Like I said, hopefully this weekend Stephanie and I are going to be reviewing The Halfway Point, because House of X and Power of X are both a 6-issue series. It's basically a maxi series, a 12-issue series, with all, House of X and Power of X both being 6. And we're going to review the Halfway Point. She has never read these, or X-Men, period, and she's super into these, so I'm excited to get her point of what she thinks of these books, because again, she's not a big comic book reader. She's only read the ones that I've given her, and so she's never read X-Men, and the fact that she is super into the X-Men just tells you how good this Jonathan Hickman story is. It's super good. All right, up next, Absolute Carnage number 2. This is written by Donny Cates and art by Ryan Stegman. Incredible. This is such a good book. This picks up right where we left off in the last book. Spider-Man and Venom are in prison trying to free Norman Osborn. Carnage has got to Osborn, and yeah, again, I don't want to say too much, but we get some Miles Morales in this, and the artwork by Ryan Stegman is so good. There's some more info with Eddie Brock and his son. We get some more information, we get a little more hints on what's going to happen in the future. This is just a super fun book, and Donny Cates is doing such an amazing job of getting you emotionally invested in the key characters of this book and making sure that you care for each person and each thing that's happening. It's not just like these big world events. There's a lot of things happening, and there's a lot of that noise that can interrupt a story and kind of make it not as emotional and personal is happening in the tie-ins, where this book is staying close, and it's close to the characters that matter, and it's making the story really, really enjoyable. And this is only a 5-issue series, so there's only 3 more books. It's super good, and Ryan Stegman's art is incredible. Definitely 100% gives my seal of approval. I do have a question for you guys. Would you guys like me to start rating these books like 1 out of 10? Kind of giving like my seal of approval or whatever it would be, like, because those last 2 books would be like 9 out of 10. So they're almost perfect books. They're such great books. All right, next up we have Justice League number 30. This is written by James Tynion IV and Scott Snyder, and art by Jorge Jimenez. Jorge Jimenez is back on this book, and it's so good. Oh, it is incredible. I'll show you some of the pages that have been shown online, so I'm not teasing anything. But these books, there's a couple spreads in here that they show like the whole. There's one of the heroes and one of the villains, and it's just Jorge Jimenez like is such incredible. So this deals with Starman has a flash because he can kind of like, his power is he can like see through time because he is connected through his power through time. So he sees the possibility of the future that's going to happen in 3 days, and it's not good for the Justice League at all. So they gather the Justice League gathers all the heroes, and they're basically saying like, if we don't do something, or we don't stop them, this is what's going to happen. Doom's going to take over, and Perpetua is going to remake the Earth, and we're all going to fail. And yeah, that's basically it. There's some stuff with Lex and Doom and Perpetua, which is so good. And Mira in this, she has a really awesome moment, and she's drawn so well. I mean, Jorge Jimenez is just such an amazing artist. This book is just awesome. I have been loving this run from the beginning. Since issue 1, I've been telling people to pick up this book. I haven't been reading this on the channel since, reviewing this on the channel since issue 1, but everyone in my, Frank in my office and a few other people, I'm like, pick this book up. I promise you, Scott Snyder is telling such an incredible story. This is my pick of the week. I really enjoyed this book because there's some really funny moments in this that made me laugh. The story is this big, epic space. It's not a space opera. I don't know why my brain wanted to say that, but it's like, it feels huge, but it also feels small at the same time because it's like it keeps coming back to the main characters, and it's really, really good. The writing in this is on point. It's such a great book. All right, up next we have Venom number 17. This is written by Donny Cates and art by Ivan Coelho. So this is more on point. So this dealt mainly with the Maker and Eddie Brock's son, which his name is escaping me. But the book was good. I didn't love this book, mainly because Eddie's son seemed kind of out of character in this book. He's been a very meek, very shy character the whole time. In this book, he just seemed to manifest this big personality where he wasn't afraid when he's been afraid the rest of the book, which was a little odd, and that kind of threw me off. But there were some really cool Venom characters where I guess I should have been reading the tie-ins because I had no idea where any of these characters came from or what they were. And there was definitely a character at the very end, which was, I'm not going to spoil anything, which was really cool. But the art by Ivan Coelho, right? Yeah, was excellent. These are the characters I was talking about. So, what did I call this before? Tie-in fatigue, or it's not really fatigue, but I feel like left out because I didn't read those tie-ins, but I'm picking up enough books. There's no way I'm going to pick up more. And I always get let down by the tie-ins. But this was a good book. It's definitely helping tell more of the Absolute Carnage, which was really good because Eddie Brock's son is going to be a big player in this book, so that was really cool to see. All right, up next we have Batman: Curse of the White Knight number 2. This is written and drawn by Sean Murphy. And he has a colorist, Matt Hollingsworth. So again, this is incredible, the fact that he writes and draws this book by himself. So this is a Black Label book, so this does not follow continuity of the DC universe. And this book kind of deals with like the history of Azrael and the history of Bruce Wayne's like ancient family and how that ties in with Azrael. And it was really, really good. Gruesome, a lot of blood. Definitely a Black Label book. It was really, really good. And Sean Murphy's art is so beautiful. It's so good. And I love Harley Quinn in this book. A little spoiler down here. She's pregnant in this book. There was some good Jim Gordon parts in this book. The story is just amazing. I love how Sean is setting up this world, and it's just so different from the normal continuity Batman. It makes this book so much more enjoyable. I'm really loving this second series of Sean Murphy's Batman. I hope he continues writing this book beyond this next Curse of the White Knight, because this is such a good book. It's such a good imagination of Batman. It's just awesome. All right, I was really excited for this episode this week. It did not disappoint at all. This is Resonant number 2. Check out this freaking cover. It's freaking awesome. This is written by David Andry and art by Alejandro Aragorn. Agarn? Sorry, man. Totally butchering your name. I'm terrible at names. But this book was super solid. I absolutely love Alejandro's artwork. This kind of feels like a Walking Dead-esque kind of book, which I don't mind at all. But there's no zombies in this book. But there's definitely kind of like a wasteland. Something's going on. There's something called the Wave, I think, which it drives people crazy to do crazy things. And there's ways to protect yourself, but yeah, it's just, I kind of enjoying this wasteland kind of feeling of a book, but without zombies, which makes it really cool. And Alejandro's art is absolutely awesome. And I love this character here. She's a one-legged badass. It's such a good book. So yeah, this deals with after a wave has come through and hit, the main character's kids are left alone while he's trying to go get medication. And he finds a town, and this is a really good book. So the kids are left alone, and it's never good to leave kids alone, because bad things can happen. But definitely pick up Resonant. This book is freaking awesome. Only 2 books left, guys. We have Batman and Superman number 1. I was super excited for this book. This is written by Joshua Williams and art by David Marquez. And this is the variant cover. This was a Linnell. What does it say? A Linnell U cover, which I love. I love his art. It's so freaking good. I was definitely lost a little bit in this book because I think it was kind of like foreshadowing something, and then it kind of jumped to the past, but it was kind of hard to follow a little bit. But the main point of this book is it's dealing with the Batman Who Laughs. So this is kind of spitting out of the Batman Who Laughs miniseries written by Scott Snyder. And at the end of that book, Batman ends up stopping the Batman Who's Last plan, and the whole plan, spoiler, was to infect Gotham City with his poison, which made him who he is. So he wanted everyone to be the worst, he says the best version of themselves, but basically the worst version of themselves. And we found out at the end of this book that there's 6 people that he was actually able to infect. And we see the first person, which if you follow comic books online, you know who that is. But I don't want to ruin anything. It was a really, it's still the art by David Marquez is absolutely incredible. I was super excited for that reason alone, but I really enjoyed the Batman Superman runs. When I first picked up started reading comics, Michael Turner was drawing Batman and Superman. I gotta find out who was writing that book, because that was actually a really good run. Reintroduced Supergirl in that run, which was really fun. But, oh, I mean, come on. This art is so good. So, I definitely have to reread this book. But from what I can remember of this book, there's a lot happening today. This was a solid book. I would definitely suggest you guys pick this book up, mainly, not mainly, but partly because of the artwork. The artwork is so good, but it's definitely going to tell a really cool story. And Joshua Williams is a good writer, so I'm excited to see where he takes this Batman Who Laughs and how Batman and Superman tie into this. It's going to be good. I promise you that. All right, last book of the week, we have Thor number 16. This is written by Jason Aaron and art by Michael Del Mundo. And check out this wrap cover. It is so good. Ross Solomon, I don't know, she's such an amazing character, that Jason Aaron. I don't know if he introduced her, but what he's done with her is absolutely incredible. This story is such a good story. This wraps up Jason's run on Thor before he starts writing King Thor, which I'm super excited about. That's going to be his last run on the book. On Thor, or his last Thor book. I don't know. So I don't know how long that's going to be. Hopefully it's 12 issues, but it might be shorter than that. So I'm super excited for that. I don't want to say too much, but Mike Del Mundo's art is so good. This story was awesome. It was a really good way to wrap up this story before getting into King Thor. It's basically just tying up I shouldn't say all, but a bunch of loose ends from War of the Realms. Shows you where a lot of the villains are, a lot of the heroes are. The last 2 issues have basically been doing that. I loved Odin and Freya in this book. It's just, Jason is such a great writer, and this is one of his best books. Not this book in period, but Thor as a whole is incredible. I can't suggest you guys go all the way back to the beginning of his run and read all of it, because it's so good. All right, that's all the books for this half of the video. So we're gonna wrap this half of the video up with another cheers for 100 subscribers. Again, thank you guys for tuning in, for checking me out. But we do have some stuff I want to briefly talk about. So the big Disney Expo happened over the weekend. So it's been, I think it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and on Saturday, it was the Marvel panel, and Marvel came out and announced 3 new live-action series and 2 new animated series. I am excited for all of them. And those series were Miss Marvel, dealing with Kamala Khan, Moon Knight, and the last live action was She-Hulk, which with Jennifer Walters, which I hope they do right, because I love that character. And the 2 animated series were Moon Girl and Devil Star, which I've read the first 5 issues of that book, and the book is pretty good. And Spidey and His Amazing Friends, and that's actually a preschool or a show aimed for preschool kids, which is super exciting because I have a preschooler and he absolutely loves Into the Spider-Verse, and it looks like that's what the world they're going to be sticking with, because it looks like it's Miles Morales, Gwen Stacy, and Spider-Man. So that's super exciting. And guys, there is so many comic book TV shows that are coming out on Disney Plus. If you're not going to be getting Disney Plus, I think, and you're into comic books, you might be missing out, because there's Winter Soldier and Falcon, or Falcon and the Winter Soldier, WandaVision, which is going to be Scarlet Witch and Vision. There is, I'll put a list on screen. There's just so many shows. DC on the DC Universe streaming app. Titan Season 2 is starting soon, which I loved season 1 of that show. It was really good. It's definitely a retake of a lot of those characters, but it's such a good show. There is the last season of S.H.I.E.L.D. coming up, which they talked about at D3. There's just so much comic book content. It's hard to keep up with. But I just want to bring you guys aware of those shows if you guys did not hear about those. That's super exciting. A lot of these characters are not huge in the Marvel Universe, or at least they're not in the MCU yet, but they're going to be introduced here, and maybe they'll be in the movies in the future, which is just super, super cool. So yeah, that's going to be it. As always, guys, if you guys liked this episode or like the content in this episode, make sure you smash that like button. And let me know how I'm doing let me know how I'm doing. There we go. Words sometimes are really hard. And leave a comment down below. If you liked some of the books that I was reading, if you agree with what I said, let me know. If you disagree with what I said, definitely let me know, because I definitely want to hear your guys' opinions on these books. Are you guys picking up other books that I'm not picking up? Let me know down below if I should be picking up some different books, because Lord knows I'm definitely not picking up every book out there, and I can't read them all. So I don't know of all the great books out there, and there are so many good comic books that are out. So let me know down below in the comments. And as always, guys, if you guys are not subscribed, make sure you guys get yourself subscribed to the channel. And yeah, that's gonna be it. All right, guys, I will see you guys next week. Hopefully early in that midway through the week, like I said, on Monday, because the other half of the show, remember? All right, guys, I'll see you guys later. Peace.